Some of you guys are stressed out. All right, 48 seconds, you guys. Thirty seconds. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Are all the votes in? We close? Does anyone not have a vote in? Are we put it in or you won't be heard? All right, we're good. Okay, guys, now's the time where I just belt out jokes until we figure out who advances. So here we go. You know what? I'll start with this. I have a lot of dumb tattoos. Anybody else? Anybody covered in crap? One person? I heard one woo. A little bit. I'll share a couple of my bad tattoos with you guys. I got "Accommodate Madness" written on my arm several years back. And some of you that are up close might notice that "accommodate" is misspelled. But here's the deal. I swear to God. I got it misspelled on purpose because as a comic, I thought it would be so funny to have something misspelled on me so people would have to awkwardly come up to me and have a conversation and point it out. But here's the deal. In 15 years, no one has ever come up to me and pointed it out because we're all dumb as shit. So that's fun. What else? I have "Mom's Spaghetti" tattooed on my arm with a fork and a meatball on it, and it just says "Mom's Spaghetti." I don't even care about Eminem. I just thought it was stupid and fun. You know, some people plan their tattoos out. That's not me. I just get drunk and I'm like, "What do you want?" To the like dealer's choice, you know. I think I've got a lot, but I think everybody's favorite is I dated this woman named Allie, and at one point while we were dating, I got "I Heart Allie" tattooed on my chest, and then it didn't end well, and so I had to get a cover-up tattoo. So luckily, I'm a genius. I got "I Heart Alligators," and if you're up close, you can see there's a little Lacoste alligator. Yeah, I'm pretty smart. Whenever I take a shit in my home, I'm the king of transitions, if you haven't figured that out. I always play the song "Release the Beast" by the band Breakwater. It's just a warning to my wife that I am indeed releasing the beast. Such a dumb joke. She laughs every time. I laugh every time. We're idiots. And a couple weeks ago, I was in a bar in Austin, Texas, and that song randomly came on, and I shit my pants. Yeah. I accidentally created a Pavlovian response, you guys. We call the whole experiment Pavlov's asshole. So, all right, you're a science crowd. I like it. You're smart. I was taking a Lyft from the airport here in Austin a while back, and as soon as I get in the car, the guy turns to me and he asks if I speak Spanish. And I was like, "I'm sorry, I don't." And then he kind of panics, and then he shoves his phone in my face with Google Translate, and he's asking me through his phone, "Can I pass a little gas?" Yeah. And I laughed right in his face, and I was just thinking, I love this guy. He barely speaks the language, and he's popping jokes at me. That's great. 5 stars. But right after I laugh at him, I can see in his eyes that he is hurt. We're lost in translation. Something's off, and I feel so bad. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to hurt this guy's feelings. What is this guy trying to ask me? Clearly there's something wrong. And I'm racking my brain. I realize, like, oh, I bet he's trying to ask, can I get a little gas? Like gasoline. And so I just yell, CCC, which means yes, 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 if you don't speak Spanish. It's all I know. And sure enough, we pull over immediately at a gas station. He fills up his tank. And then he gets in the car and lets out the loudest fart I've ever heard in my life. And I was like, this guy's a genius. I could never recreate what this guy's done in comedy. I brought my quarterback sleeve in case I want to call audibles. I'm a bit of a gambler. Last week, I got a massage right after I ate a Frito pie. So, yeah, that's a fart joke. That's for that one guy. I went to the Alamo recently, and it was crazy. They had the soldiers' uniforms on display, and they were tiny. It was crazy. They were so small. Guys, that must have been the cutest battle ever. We have eaten a lot of Frito pie since then. All right, that's fine. I think if you're about to get on a plane and you see that the pilot has a bowl cut, you should be allowed to get off that plane, no questions asked. It's like, I saw what you did when you weren't under duress. You made a poor decision. I don't want to know what happens when there's some bad weather. I was on a flight a couple weeks ago, coming back from Toronto, and oh man, the pilot came on right as we were about to touch down, and he said, well, it looks like we're going to have a smooth landing, but I don't know. End of transmission. That was it. What was that last part about? What were you having second thoughts about? Please finish it. Was he just going to be like, well, should be a smooth landing, but I took some acid and it's starting to kick in. Landing strips looking like a dragon right now. I don't know how this is going to work. If you're going to come on and not be certain, I don't want to hear your voice. Give it up for your wait staff, by the way. Make some noise. Oh, my God. I lost my train of thought. I had the other day I was out front, and I heard this voice out of nowhere say, good morning. And I turned around, and it was this old lady, and I said, good morning back, and then she said, I was talking to my dog. And I was like, oh, you're right. I should feel like a jerk. This makes total sense. You didn't wake up, see your dog, and say good morning then. You waited till you were mid-walk, and I was in your presence, and then you were like, good morning. Yeah, you know what? Your dog doesn't know what you're saying to it, but I have hurt feelings right now. So, fuck you. And then she said, well, I am appalled. And I said, I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to your dog. That's a new one? That's good. Okay. I think if you're in a coffee shop and you're in the vicinity and on camera of a neighbor that's having a Zoom meeting, you should be allowed to be in that meeting. You know what I mean? Like, if you're in the camera, you should be able to say whatever the hell you voice your opinion. You now work for that company, you know? Like, it's happened to me several times. I'm like at a coffee shop trying to work, but I'm in somebody else's work meeting. Like, that's messed. Like, I'm tired of not voicing my opinion. So now, from now on, I just want to like just jump in there and be like, hey, excuse me, who's in charge here? Okay, Todd, listen up. What do we do here? Oh, we're a tech company? Not anymore. Now we are door-to-door chili salesmen, and I would appreciate it if our people were paid in fish. All right, this is a new one too. They don't all work when they're new. I have a 17-and-a-half-year-old dog, right? And Oh, I love her so much. Penny, she's the best. And it's crazy when you have an old dog that, like, strangers will just come up to you when you're walking your old dog and they say the rudest things. Like, the number one thing people will say to me is, prepare yourself. Right? That's a terrible thing to say. As if I'm not aware my dog is old and close to death. They're basically just saying, hey, that thing that you love and care for so much every day of your life, yeah, it's gonna die soon. Just wanted you to know, have a good day. Not cool. But I found out the thing I'm gonna say next time somebody says that to me, I'm gonna be like, oh, you know what? I am prepared, because last week we threw a fake funeral and it went great. Whole neighborhood showed up. Her favorite dog friend down the street, Mr. Pickles, gave the best eulogy you've ever heard in your life. Not a dry eye in the house. Even the nemesis, the squirrels, showed up. So I am prepared. She can die tomorrow. Fuck you. Truth be told, she actually passed away last month. And thank you. I appreciate it. I loved her so much. But you know, it's hard after you have to, like, make that decision and, like, say goodbye to your dog, you know, especially a dog you've had for 17 years. And I've decided I just never, we did get a new dog. Her name's Brigsby. She's great. But I never want to be put in that position again. So the day we got our new dog, 3 days ago, I just handed her a loaded gun and I was like, when the time comes, it's on you. All right. You guys are dark. I like it. I was running late the other day. I was running to meet some people. I was in my car, and I ran into a long funeral procession that made me way later, very long. A lot of people loved whoever died, and I was getting very frustrated because in my head I was like, look, I feel like I should get the green light here because I have shit to do. This person has one last thing to do, and they probably want to put it off. So, all right, that's not going to work. Okay. Whenever I take a shit upstairs in a building, I like to say to myself, that's some next level shit right there. That's a fart joke. Okay. I can, no, we're not going to do that. Audible, Omaha. Nope, not doing that. Here we go. Oh, here's a fun prank. Whenever I am at a restaurant or a bar that allows you to pay through the QR code, which I don't like when the menu's on the QR code. That's annoying to me. But whenever I'm in that position, I like to fake scan it and then call the waiter over. And I'm like, hey, excuse me, I just scanned your menu and hardcore porn showed up on my phone. And they panic every time. It's awesome. It's so fun. You guys should do it. I was at a kind of a fancy restaurant recently, and I did that. They had the manager come over. The guy's sweating. He's so nervous. Very apologetic. He's like, I'm so sorry, sir. You know what? I'm gonna check it out. He scans the menu, and then he turns his phone around, and he shows me that it is indeed the menu. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'll give it another shot. I scan the QR code for the menu again, and then I already have hardcore porn loaded in my phone. I turn my phone around, and I just show it to him, and I was like, what kind of restaurant is this where your menu is this gentleman doing that to a donkey? I don't want to brag, but I get free breadsticks for life at Olive Garden, so. My favorite holiday is the 4th of July. I'm not patriotic, this country's going to hell, but I like it because down the street from where I live, there's a bar that has a pickled egg eating contest every 4th of July, and at 2 p.m., and it's the funnest thing you will ever watch in your life. Not participate in, I never participate. I just watch it, and it's great. You guys should come with me next time. At the Haymaker here in Austin, Texas. I was there last year, and I'll paint you a picture. There were like 20 of the broiest bros ever sitting around a table, and they're all pumped. They're so excited for this. They're so excited. They're gonna eat all these pickled eggs in triple-digit heat in under 5 minutes or less, and then wash it down with some beers, and then party all day. And there's nothing better than watching people just get completely derailed from their dreams, you know? Last year, second place, 12 eggs in 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. And he immediately threw up in a bucket, which the bar provided. If the bar's offering you a bucket, maybe think about what you're about to do. 12 eggs. First place, 38 eggs. Yeah. Do the math. That means that guy could have eaten 25 less eggs and still been in first place. But he had to be macho about it. And he died. He is dead. USA! USA! We should all go next year. You get a shirt if you even nibble on one egg, so we can all get free t-shirts. It's crazy that when somebody dies, king of transitions, it's crazy when somebody dies, they say that if you see a cardinal or a butterfly, that's the person who's died's like soul or spirit coming back to tell you everything's okay. And it's just very coincidental that's like a beautiful creature. Like I've never heard somebody be like, look at that cockroach. Don't step on it, that's Pap Pap. All right, that's a new one, that's okay. Nope. Okay. I'm glad they went with the term foot fetish, you know? That's way fancier than saying I'm foot horny. Damn it, I wrote that in the car on the way here. They say that 1 in 18 people have a third nipple, and there's more than 18 people here, so let's see 'em! We'll start with me, it's on my foot. Okay, I'll do an older one. That one's longer though, god damn it! Pick a number, 28 through, nope. 28 through 31. 30, okay. A friend of mine was in a coma for 6 weeks. Yeah, I'm not laughing at that part. I'm just laughing that this is where we're going. A friend of mine was in a coma for 6 weeks, and at one point I went to the hospital. My wife and I brought a bunch of food for him, and I was meeting his mom for the first time. It was very strange, because I was happy to meet his mom. But it's a weird situation, so it's an awkward social situation. So I just shook her hand. I was like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you, but not under these circumstances. I'm sure everything will be okay." And then as I'm shaking her hand, I'm looking directly in her eyes, and then she slowly raises up on her tiptoes and lets out the loudest fart I've ever heard, other than that Lyft driver I explained earlier. And then she just. I can't look at my wife because she's starting to laugh in my peripheral. And she just then immediately says, excuse me, I have to go to the restroom. And she sprints off. And then my wife turns to me and goes, "No shit, lady." And that fart was so loud, it woke up every coma patient on that floor. Okay, that was, whoever picked that, bad choice. What was that? 31. I recently went to, I grew up in Plano, Texas. By the way, this isn't the joke, but Plano, Texas, the year I graduated, I think 22 students overdosed from heroin. 22, yeah. The sad part, we didn't even have a good jazz scene, you guys. Yeah, that's a good jazz joke. But I was in Plano, I was doing some shows, and I thought I would return to my childhood home, and I'm out front, and I'm taking a selfie out front of my childhood home, and as I'm taking this picture, it's early in the morning, I take the selfie, and then I realize that in the picture, there's a woman in the, corner room that is totally freaked out by the whole thing. I just see a very shocked woman, and I'm like, oh God, I just scared this lady. And I turn around, and I just like awkwardly waved to her, and then I ran, which I'm sure didn't help her fear. She's just looking out like, who is this guy taking a picture of my home? What is this? And on a Thursday morning, and I start driving around the block, contemplating, like, should I, like, go back and say something to make sure she knows that, like, someone's not coming back to kill her or something? But I'm driving around the block, so she's seeing me just do laps after thinking, like, there's a psychopath out there that's going to murder me. And so eventually I do decide I'm going to go say something, which is weird. And so I knock on my own childhood home door, and the woman comes up and she yells through the door, who's there? And I was like, my name's Doug Mellard. And she was like, that checks out. She didn't do any research. She just, sure, and lets me in. And she's holding a baby. She's like, she lets me in her home immediately, just, yeah, okay, come in, and so awkward. And the whole time I'm just thinking, like, you shouldn't do this. Like, I know my intention, you don't, you know? And so I walk into the home. She gives me a tour of the home for an hour. It was crazy. The whole time I'm just thinking, you really, like, it's fine that you're doing this. I just want to see the house and see what you did to it. But this could be anybody. This could be a murderer. And at one point, she was like, she takes me into her husband's closet. I'm now in her husband's closet with her baby. And I'm just thinking, maybe this is how some murderers start. They're just like, this would be really easy, you know? I'll end it there. I'll do one more one-liner. Do you guys think that butterflies have tattoos of annoying drunk women on the lower of their thorax? That's it for me. I've been your host, Doug Mellard. Let's see who advanced, you guys. One more time for everybody that came up. Everybody did great. Give it up for your wait staff. As I call your name, please come up, and you're going to receive your envelope and get your picture taken. Let's start with your first one, Andrew Lowe. Come on up, Andrew. Andrew, everybody. Great job, man. Your next semifinalist. You know what? I'm going to do a quick hour. No. All right. Here we go. Damn it. Lucas McCrary, everybody! Give it up for Lucas! All right, we got one left. Great job. All right, everyone. Here we go. I'm really bad at this. Jordan J! One more time for everybody. Thanks for coming out. Come support live comedy. Give it up. Thanks for coming out. Have a great night. Be safe, everybody.